It's mad love. Mad love. Mad love. Yep. Yo. L. O. To the B. To the E. Show love.
That's right. That's right. Show love. You know, all of you know that I just absolutely love my theme song. Yes, mad love. I show you that mad love by bringing on some fantastic guests, and all of you show me the mad love by sharing. I'm Gina from Talk with Gina. Thank you so much for joining me yet again on another fabulous episode that I have for you. You know, this show is about wellness, learn, uplift, and inspire. And that's what I want to do because throughout my life, I've learned, I've been uplifted, and I've been inspired. And the guests that I bring on, I just want all of you to feel that way and maybe even share it with someone else who can also get that wellness because, you know, it's all about wellness. Let me tell you something. I am always excited when I reach out and I receive a positive response. So today, I have on the co-founder of one of the brands that I absolutely love. When I tell you I am a faithful customer, I am a faithful customer. And I'm so glad that he agreed to be on. None other than co-founder of Papa Rozier Farms. Okay. He's also, his sister is the other co-founder. But today we have on Rubens Amedee. Yay, Rubens!
How you doing? How are you? How are you? Thanks for having me on.
Oh, thank you so much for agreeing. I mean, it's such a surreal moment for me, you know, to have you on. I tell you, it's just like, hey, wow, you know, I support. And here is the gentleman, well, one half of the duo, you know, that created this amazing product. So, you know, we're gonna jump right in. Okay,
Yeah.
Rubens, is that all right with you?
Let's do it.
Okay, so give us a little bit of the your backstory. Okay, so what were you doing prior to the creation of your school?
Okay, yeah. I was actually working on Wall Street. I was working for a firm called Goldman Sachs. I was working in sales and trading. I did that straight out of college. I went to college in Boston. I went to Northeastern University. And I was actually an engineering major. So, you know, Wall Street was something totally new to me. So I jumped into finance and I did that for 10 years. And 5 years into my finance career is when the earthquake in Haiti happened in 2010. And that's when my sister and I started going back to Haiti. That's when everything kind of like took off. And then for 5 years, we kind of did both. And then after 5 years of, you know, doing the school and also working full time, you know, 60-hour weeks, doing the whole, you know, finance thing, you know, you're at a crossroads, and I decided that it was kind of time to move on from that to solely focus on BATI and Papa Rozier.
Wow, Papa Rozier. Yeah, see, you see what I'm saying? I should have paid attention more in French. I took French for 4 years. I want to tell you something, and I know my numbers, and I know a few words. But I'm telling you now that I support, and I'm getting my fabulous products from Haiti. Did I say it right?
Haiti, yeah.
Haiti. I so wish that I paid more attention. And so your sister, the beautiful Fredeline, also known as Freddie, Amedee Benjamin. What was she doing prior to this?
Yeah, that's my ace. She is a chiropractor, so she has her own practice. She's a licensed chiropractor in Florida, and she was running one of her offices when we were doing it, when we first started.
Wow. So who had the idea? Which one of you had the idea to just start something? I know after the devastation, and that was in 2010.
Yep.
You know, and a lot of us saw what was going on. It tugged at our heartstrings. A lot of folks were trying to do things, but you actually took action, and being from there, like, what can I do?
Yeah.
So who had the idea to?
Yeah, it wasn't real. It was something kind of, it developed. So
Mhm.
when the earthquake happened, I was working. She was obviously also working, as I just said. And I was literally on my desk. I remember it like it was yesterday. And I'm looking, you're looking at the computers and all of the screens, all of the TV screens that's on a trading floor. So they have, hundreds of screens.
Mhm.
All they're playing in the different channels is the earthquake and kind of like the death toll. And I just remember, and Freddie and I were always close. So I remember just calling her and I'm like, yo, this is crazy. I've never been to Haiti. I was born in Haiti, but I never went back. For whatever reason, my mom never wanted me to go back. But Freddie, her mother-in-law, was living in Haiti. So she always had gone back to visit her
Mhm.
mother-in-law. And I
Mhm.
just told her, I was like, listen, I just want to go back. I want to, help. Let's see what we can do. And, with her expertise, having been to Haiti, she was like, well, it sounds good and dandy to be just heading to Haiti, like right after the earthquake. But I
Right.
was just in Haiti. And what I can tell you is Haiti wasn't ready for what I just saw happen on television. So we got a plan.
Wow.
So yeah, so we started planning. We got a
Mhm.
handful of friends. We did a little bit of fundraising and anything that at the time I think it was Delta allowed us to carry on and to
Mhm.
on. We just took everything that we could just to help people get by in those first couple of days, couple of weeks after the earthquake. So we were on the first commercial flight that allowed back into Haiti. So when we got there, and then, you get there, and it's weeks after the earthquake, and half of it you're kind of inspired. The other half, it's like sad, obviously, because
Right.
everything that you're seeing. But the part that was that was inspiring, and you kind of get perspective on life was people were picking up the pieces and moving on. It was just like,
Mhm.
it's been 3 weeks, it's been 4 weeks, we can continue to cry about this, or we can continue to build our lives back up. So
Right.
we saw a lot of that during our trip. So our trip, we visited a bunch of sites.
Mhm.
We would doing the translating as much as we could, because that was a problem, because a lot of aid was coming in from different countries, but
Mhm.
the communication was lacking. So once we did what we could, and we gave out our the things that we bought, on the way
Uh-huh.
home, we were just talking about the trip and thinking about, like, hey, what did we do? And all it came down to was, number one, all of the problems that we saw were pre-existing, so the
Mhm.
earthquake kind of just heightened everything. And
Yeah.
then the second thing that we saw was what we did, even though our hearts were in the right place, even though our intentions were very clear and pure, um,
Mhm.
it really didn't do anything. It's it didn't really make a mark. And I think you see a lot of that as far as, like, when people give, um,
Yes.
the intention is always there, but sometimes if you don't have any planning and any, like, step 2,
Correct.
3, then it's kind of like, okay, then what? So that kind of stuck with us when we came back, and then that's when we decided that everything starts with education, and we were going to just start a school. And we started telling my mom, and she's like, well, if you guys are going to do it, you should probably do it where I'm from.
Mhm.
Because my grandfather, Papa Rozier, he's a
Papa
real guy.
Rozier. I'm telling you, I'm
Yep.
inspired. Papa
Yep, Papa
Rozier. Yes.
Rozier
Papa
had
Rozier.
land, which we never knew about growing up. Um,
Oh.
it was nothing my mom really pushed, and she just was like, "Oh yeah,
Mhm.
if you guys are gonna do it, it'll probably be easier if you just do it with the land." And then that's when everything just kicked off.
Isn't that something? Wow. There's really something to be said when a forefather leaves something. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Because sometimes, children don't go back. I mean, let's just be honest. Once the migration happens, you don't go back. And then if you do go back, you just go back to visit. You're really not planting seeds.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Yep.
so that's really something. So the land was still there.
Yep.
Was anything being done with the land, or it was
No,
just
no.
land?
He we found out that, over time he just
Uh-huh.
acquired land, and that was kind of like his thing in town. Was he was a farmer. Some of the
Hmm.
land he would farm himself, and then the others he would do what's common in farming communities, which is I'll rent it out to you and you give me, a percentage of of the harvest. So he would do that, and then my mother's generation, my mother was his youngest child. Once they kind of, like you said, migrated and everybody went their different ways. Some went to French Guiana, some went to Canada, some went to
Hmm.
the States. People, it was just kind of left there. And, we had a handful of cousins who were still there. But, at that point, and it's kind of, I think it's kind of what the world is. It's
Hmm.
everyone is moving to, Western form of living. So
Yes.
there's no real value put on, land and dirt and
Right.
growing. So, when my mom's generation left, we just didn't know anything about it, and nor was it of any interest to us, to be honest with you.
Hmm.
Then
And I see. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
that's
Rubens.
it.
Yeah, no, I see that a lot. Even myself being from the Caribbean, you'll see that folks will migrate, like I said, and then no one's coming back. And if they come back, they just come back to visit, and that's it. And then if there is land, it's like, okay, I'm going to sell it. Nobody's really thinking about leasing. And your grandfather was, I mean, he was on the mark with leasing his land and then utilizing those funds, or at least part of the funds, to continue to buy.
Yeah,
Amaze balls. I'm so amazed. Oh my goodness.
yeah, that was
So,
the thing.
okay, so you came back, and you and your sister put your head together, and then you decided, okay, fine, we're going to build a school, because you started with a school that's called the BATI School. And
Yep,
I'm very much into my research. So building Haiti to inspire.
yep,
Yes.
yeah, absolutely.
All
And the
right.
actual word in
Mm-hmm.
Creole means build, to build.
Mm.
So yeah, we went when we came back and we started the nonprofit, and we're like,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna build a school, and we have, all of these great ideas on what the
Right.
school's gonna look like. And then, you start putting things down on paper. We had a board, a couple of us, and then you just start burning the money. You start spending the money, whether that's on flights,
Mm-hmm.
whether that's on, transportation and or actual, construction and starting the school.
Right.
We started that, and then we were like, okay, maybe we can tap into our network. And we did what everyone else does, which is you have all the races, you do the Tough Mudder, you do the Spartan race, do
Mm-hmm.
all those to raise money. And and I was still working at Goldman Sachs at the time, so they were
Mm-hmm.
very generous as far as your coworkers
Right.
believing in what you're doing. But as far as like building a school is one thing, and then like us starting to realize that okay, there's going to be residual costs, and then there's going to be continued construction. So
Mm-hmm.
these costs are not going to go away. So we have to figure out a way to find a consistent way to fund
Right.
everything without having to depend on running a race and people still caring. And this is 5 years after the earthquake, so it's like people have kind of moved on to the newest tragedy, so no one's
Mm-hmm.
really thinking about Haiti right now. And it's like, okay, we built the building, so now you have to pay teachers, and
Right.
you have to all of the operating costs that goes around
Yeah.
operating any space,
Mm-hmm.
whether it's in a farm or the United States or whatever it is. There's cost around bathroom
Correct.
maintenance and kitchen. And so when you start to do all the math and all the numbers, that's how Papa Rozier kind of was born, which I always tell people it was kind of born out of necessity, because we went into it with let's just do the school, but then you start getting stuck, and everything always comes back to money, like just like the world,
Mm-hmm.
like you got to be able to pay for these things
Right.
in order for it to work. So yeah, we started making what we call an investment back into Haiti. So you know, we at first we were doing a lot of things locally. So we were like, all right, we think Papa Rozier could work in Haiti, which that's still the long-term plan. We still think that it will create thousands of jobs, and that's our end game. So eventually we do want to move the entire operation outside of distribution to Haiti. But at first we were operating solely out of Haiti. So we were doing everything in Haiti.
Right.
And we realized that, you know, some of the things that we were doing would just be appreciated here. And then slowly but surely we, you know, started bringing the products here. We used to grow coffee. We used to grow all types of fruits and vegetables.
Right.
Some of it was for consumption for the school. Others was to sell locally in Haiti. And that still wasn't making enough money. So that's when we decided that, you know, the products could be appreciated here. And we started looking at the market here in the States.
Listen, what did I say? This is wellness. Learn, inspire, and uplift. I mean, this wasn't you going down there, like you said, on Tuesday, and then Wednesday, everything just materialized. I mean, it stayed in your heart. And like you said, with all of everything that you come across, the hardships, you know, how are we going to do it? Not having enough money. But when you the both of you were so true to this. I mean, wow. We have folks that are coming, they're saying hello. How's everything going?
Absolutely.
We have someone saying my favorite skin oil, the Moringa. Not more than me. I'm your number one fan.
Love it. I love it. I love it.
We have someone asking about the land taxes. So how did you deal with that?
That's a great question. So every country is different. In Haiti, it's not really about, obviously you do pay taxes every year, but it's all about the paperwork and the paper trail of who actually owns the land. And luckily for us, my grandfather, everything was very clear as far as him owning it and passing it down to my mom, who essentially was able to pass it down to us. So for us, it was easy. Sometimes, you know, it's not as easy. But you know, we've seen in Haiti, man, you know, people come in and buy land all the time. People always think that things are lawless and like, oh my God, you know, you're going to get God and all this other stuff. But there's you know, there's courts, there's places to certify all these things. I think where the trouble lies is, you know, people sometimes don't have an actual physical presence there. So you're piloting everything and expecting everything to work out. And we tried that, and that, you know, it doesn't work. You have to be there to be able to execute certain things.
Wow. Okay. So we have the school, and your school, by the way, is from grades K through 12.
Yep.
I mean, I just love the videos that you post with those beautiful children. I cannot get enough of them. How they're just so happy and they're running around. And, you know, one of the things that I always notice is that you show so much of the farmland, right? And so the children have no other choice but to be inspired, because they're literally eating off of the land as well. You know, so I'm going to assume, but I will ask you if agriculture is a huge part of the curriculum in your school.
Yeah. Agriculture is one of the extracurriculums that we offer with music and art. So yeah, it's a huge part. And every month, the nurse in our school have, depending on the harvest season, she'll have all of the students bring something in, and one day out of the month, there'll be a lesson on that particular fruit or vegetable and the benefits of it. And yeah, it's definitely, we make it a big part, because that's essentially what we're doing. So it's like, listen, you have to make do with what you have. So this is what you have. You have all of this beautiful land. Fortunately for us, the images that, you know, most people see about Haiti is in Port-au-Prince, which is a
Mm-hmm.
very, 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 very tiny part of Haiti.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the main airport is. But if you ask anyone, once you leave the general, 30 to 45-minute vicinity of Port-au-Prince, you're in, Caribbean
Yeah.
paradise. So
Yeah.
the lands are fertile. The resources are what's lacking. The education that wasn't passed down is lacking a lot of the times,
Yeah.
and also the interest. The interest is also lacking, where kids don't really care about that. Like, I'm trying to get a
Mm-hmm.
cell phone. So for
Yeah.
us, implementing the agriculture and making sure they understand, like, you can still get the cell phone, but this is what's going to pay for the cell phone.
Right.
This is what's gonna help you out of your situation, because these are the resources that are available to you.
So when you okay, so you came back to New York, you already have the school. Now you decided to, out of necessity, the farm idea was born,
Yep.
correct?
Well, we
Okay.
always had the farm. It was always operating in Haiti. We never thought of bringing it to the
To the
States.
US, and that's what I meant. That's what I meant, and bringing it to the US. So that process of exporting
Mhm,
your goods,
mhm.
did you have troubles with that, or it was pretty seamless once you the proper paperwork was filed, you everything was good?
No, I mean, just like everything else, you go through
Mhm.
growing pains. You pay more than you have to in the beginning because you don't know.
Mhm.
So, getting a broker to execute certain things, export, import, export broker. On the Haiti side, it's the same thing, finding, the right contacts and being able, and all of these things, especially in Haiti, only happens if you're present. You have to be there. You have to be able to look the dude in the eye, have the conversation,
Mhm.
literally bring the seeds there yourself sometimes, which we do a lot of the time. So seamless, I wouldn't say seamless. I would say
Mhm.
more of, it's a learning process, just like everything. We had never done it. So it was just more, we got to learn how to do it.
Learn as you go, right? So
Yeah.
someone is asking if owning land is part of the curriculum you deal with the children.
No, no. I mean, we encourage owning
Hmm.
anything. So we encourage
Okay.
entrepreneurship. We encourage leadership. But we, specifically, as these are children, so we would hope that all of the conversations that we're having with the parents and with the community, that is embedded through the conversation. The
Right.
importance of not needing to leave Haiti and not needing to search for all of the good where it's right in front of you. So we don't specifically say that, but I think everything that we do and everything that we show them, it goes without saying.
I can understand that. So now we're in New York and we're exporting, and you decided to open a boutique store,
Mhm.
right? So when you came to America, did you decide to open up your store at that time, or were
No,
you operating, let's say, out of a building and then just mailing? That's what you were doing initially.
no.
Hmm.
So
Oh,
we before we went to market, we were just working on making a good product. So after the idea was born, there was another 4 to 5 years of like how to, like, we're learning how to do this, and deciding when it's a good time and when it's ready to be introduced. So for 4 or 5 years, we were, in the kitchen, doing the uh, different products, and also making the oil. So we had the oil machine. So we were tightening up our process as far as, okay, we're growing it. How long does it take to, grow, to harvest, get to the States? Okay, we can't store it here because this is what happens if you store it like this. When you bring
mm-hmm.
it to the States, how does it look from storing it? And then now when we make it, how, everything, just literally from
Right.
A to Z, mapping everything out. So that took 4 or 5 years, and then we were starting to sell, and we felt that the store was the best way as far as like distribution. So online for us was going to be a year 2, year 3 plan. We wanted to get our footing, get feedback live from people who were walking into the store, us being able to see somebody's reaction when they're putting it on their skin.
Right.
And then saying, okay, after 2 to 3 years, then we can go live and go like big distribution and do all this other stuff. But obviously, we opened up in 2018 officially, and then, but we opened it up to the public in 2019, late 2018, going into 2019, and everything was great. And then, you know, COVID.
The pandemic.
Exactly.
I know. And that's when I came across you. I was like, no, I missed it. I missed the beautiful store.
Yeah. So,
I missed it all. But
yeah.
I didn't miss the Moringa oil and everything else that you offer, right?
Yeah.
So that's a nice little segue into. So after the pandemic happened, like that was a huge shift because your business was doing pretty well, correct? Your brick and mortar was doing pretty well. And so now here's the pandemic, you have to shut down. What were some of the challenges of you when you had to close? Were your sales low, or were and also I'm thinking that your imports now probably slowed down, like everything slowed down for you, correct?
No,
In a sense, okay.
No, it was the total opposite. So that, you know, for us, that's why we saw it at first. You know, you get hit with the pandemic, and for the first couple of months, we were doing what, you know, most businesses were doing, which is we're gonna open up by the summer. Like, let's get through these little 3 months from, you know, March to June, and like summertime is party time. So we, you know, sat back and we're just waiting. And then as this is happening, you know, the online stuff starts to pick up a little bit. Even though we didn't have the infrastructure for it, we still had the store. So we were still like, okay, we're seeing online coming in a lot faster. You know, this is awesome. This is good. We weren't expecting it. Like I told you, this was year 2 or 3 for us, as far as planning wise. And then June hits around, and then July hits around, and we're like at a crossroads where online is really picking up, and like the situation as far as like the government is still in limbo on when businesses will be able to reopen. And and that's when we were like, okay, we can sit in limbo and wait, or we can just draw our focus to online, and then we can come back. We can come back to the brick and mortar stuff when the world figures out how we're supposed to go forward, rather than just waiting. So we waited for a good 3 to 4 months, and it was hard because we loved our store. We used to do oil parties when people come in, make your own oil. We had a fantastic time.
I saw the pictures. I saw the pictures. And guess what? I'm not in any of them.
It's okay. It's gonna all come back.
Nobody called me.
It's all gonna come back. It's all gonna come back. We love the store. So the point is, it was a difficult decision to say we have to just move on, because it was just too much of our attention was drawn to this whole like wait and what if and what are we gonna do, and so we decided like, all right, just similar to how we, you know, kind of operate in Haiti, your attention needs certain things, and it's just like, let's stop spreading ourselves too thin. We have a very small team. It's not like we have 10 people, so it's like, all right, let's draw our attention to building out the infrastructure for the online stuff while COVID is happening and while everything is going crazy. That's when we decided to just move on from the store.
Wow. Well, I tell you, you know, I ordered, I don't know, you came across my timeline on Instagram. I don't know how that happened, but you did. And thank goodness that you guys did. And then I ordered the Moringa oil. And I was like, wow, this is fabulous. Right. But prior to ordering, I ordered Moringa oil from another company that claimed that they were this and that. And I ordered yours, and yours was just different, you know? And I didn't understand what the difference was, except, you know, my novice mind saying that this one was better, you know, yours. And I was like, man. And then I ran out. I was getting low. And I went to order and you were sold out. Oh my goodness. I felt like a person who loves cheese and all of a sudden there's no cheese to put on their sandwich. Like, you know, they go crazy. No cheese? I was like, what? And I mean, and it was months. And I said, no way, no way. And guess what? So now when I see it and before I need to re-up, I go overboard.
I no, we
I
it
can't do
happened.
without it.
No, it happens from and during that period, it was happening
Uh-huh.
a lot. To your point,
Yeah.
because of COVID. So
Yeah.
we were growing less. We were able to send less here. Everything we had paused everything, including the
Mm-hmm.
school in Haiti for months. Also, so everything kind of got backed up, and then a lot of things, like I was telling you, online picked up
Mm-hmm.
as a blessing. So yeah, we're working hard so that doesn't happen. As far as like, planting more trees. The beauty of moringa is once you've planted it, it's very easy self-maintenance tree. It doesn't need a lot of care, and every year it gets bigger and it gives you more pods. So our focus since then has literally been, okay, we need to make sure this doesn't happen again. So let's just go to the farm, and that's where you see kind of like even our Instagram content changed from, okay, the products and some of our offerings to full throttle, like this is where our attention is. The attention is the farm. This is where everything is sourced from. This is
Mm-hmm.
how we're
Mm-hmm.
building the business.
Yes, because definitely I remember one of your employees. Is it Barry?
Yeah,
Is his
yeah.
name Barry Thomas? Look at
Mhm.
that. What I tell you about that research, Ruben? And when he's literally pressing the seeds into oil and giving history,
Mhm.
right? And
Mhm.
I was just really taken aback by that, and then it just flows. You could tell when someone didn't study the night before, and then okay, now they're going to say, like, he really believes in what he talks about.
Mhm.
And so I'm caught up in, like, wow, the oil is being made and I'm learning. And you're right, now your content is, oh, the children are laughing and having a great time and running around, and then you have the farm animals, and then you're all in the trees, you're all in the all over in your farm, and oh, we have the moringas over here, and we have the, and then this is when you think it doesn't get any better, you take us into town. So like you said, you're changing the narrative. It's
Mhm.
like, don't be afraid, we know things are going on, but listen, you know what? I'm on the bus. I was on the bus with you, Rubens. You were on the bus on your way. I'm telling you, I'm all in it.
You gotta be with
Rubens,
the
I
people.
was on the bus with you and then when you went to market, to the fish market, and just that whole thing. Like, I feel like I've experienced Haiti through your eyes, through
That-
your content, and I know that is what you want to do. That is your goal, correct?
yeah, yeah, no, 100%. We
Mm-hmm.
want to show people the beauty that we see. So, I would love to, be able to tell you that our kids are suffering and no, that's not what's happening. They're extremely happy. We take great care of them. The community takes great care of them. The parents take great pride in bringing their students to school every day. So that's what we're going to show. We're going to show you what we have. The Port-au-Prince stuff, like I said, that's not our experience. That's not where
Mm-hmm.
we are.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the South.
Mm-hmm.
We're 2-3 hours outside of Port-au-Prince, and it's beautiful, fertile land.
Mm-hmm.
So once you turn on the camera, it's just the content, as you said eloquently. We're able to show Haiti through my eyes, through our eyes, and seeing how people are still thriving. People. A
Yes.
lot of times people are like, "Oh, is this really Haiti, or where is Haiti? Where are you in Haiti?" And they're surprised that people are thriving when
Right.
I just don't think that's not true. I think a lot of people in the country are able to live great lives with the proper perspective. So
Yeah. Well, we all know there's a reason. That's the politics
mhm.
of of choosing to narrow or focus on Port-au-Prince and trying to tell that story, and that's what it is. And I do have some friends or associates, I should really say, from Haiti, and I've seen pictures. I've seen your beautiful beaches. You know,
Mhm.
it's not just that what they
Mhm.
see. So I mean, I'm grateful because I didn't get to see Haiti through their eyes, but through you and the lens of your camera, lens of your video camera. I mean, I'm just like I'm there, and I'm saying, wait a minute, is Rubens in IAT? Did I
Mhm.
get it right?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
Okay. Or is he in Brooklyn? Like, where are you? You're so much content, you know. And then you told me that you're there so often, then you film so much. And I mean, because I'm saying, wait a minute. And the next thing you know, you're at the board and you're teaching about castor oil and the benefits of the castor oil and then the benefits of the moringa oil. I mean, I know I'm preaching to the choir, but you know, we have to tell the audience what's
Of
happening.
course,
You
of
know what
course,
I mean?
of course, of course.
And again, you're so true to it. So family, yes, family, you have,
Who, me?
yes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay,
Yeah, I have a wife. I'm married. I have a wife, and I have three beautiful little girls, 12, 10, and 8. So yeah, I
wow.
do. I have a family. So that's a
So
lot.
yeah, that's a lot. So you started. So when did you leave Goldman Sachs and say, hey, I'm doing this full time?
Yeah, my wife was actually pregnant with our first daughter. Oh no, no, sorry, no, no. BATI School started when
Mm-hmm.
she was pregnant with our first daughter, when our
Okay.
very first trip to Haiti, after the earthquake. She was a few months pregnant with our eldest. And
Mm-hmm.
then I left Goldman when my youngest was 2 weeks old.
Wow. So
It was
you
like,
felt you felt really strong
yeah,
about this. Mm-hmm.
well, I thought it was coming. I felt, over time you start to see the development happening in Haiti, and it's like, okay, more attention there, more attention there. And then, work, obviously, like I said, Goldman was fantastic as far as like the people that I worked with. But, if your heart's not in it, it's just like you're going to work. You spend a lot of time there. Like I said, you're spending 50, 60 hours a week on your desk. You
Right.
don't get to do much outside of that. And then your weekends are crammed.
Mm-hmm.
So when I went on paternity leave, yeah, it was kind of like the final, like, yeah, I don't know if I can go back. And once my wife was okay with it, and like we talked it over, and she was like, yeah, life's short. Once you get the support, like, yo, it's about to get real,
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
then that's when I left, and I was just like, comfortable with leaving and
Mm-hmm.
starting the new journey and focusing all of my attention to Haiti.
When you know, as someone who also took a chance on themselves, when and even it might be a little scary. And that's why I asked you about the family, because, that plays a huge part.
Hmm.
That we talked about before with previous guests about the insurance aspect of it. And, you're just leaving. And then, how do you really take care? It's one thing. Okay, fine. I have money for food. You don't have money for clothes, but it costs so much healthcare that it's like, whoa, that's like the big thought.
Yeah.
But when you know.
Yeah, yeah, you do. It shouldn't be hard to get out of bed. So when it's hard to get out of bed, and it's like, man, and you're like, you can't wait till this day is over. That's when, like, those hours turn into days, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, these years are just flying by. And that's the common thing, I think, for a lot of people who live in the Western world, because we're
Hmm.
stuck working
Hmm.
where our hearts are not in it a lot of the
Right.
time. So
Right.
for me, it was just like, and then I think Haiti helped a lot with that decision, because I was able, real time, for 5 full years, get perspective on two opposite ends of the spectrum, as far as like, you're working with you know Goldman Sachs on the trading
Right.
floor with people who are extremely wealthy, and then you're in Haiti with people who don't know they have a lot, but
Hmm.
they see themselves as not having a lot and not being rich. And then you see the people like Goldman Sachs saying, well, I want to be there under that tree. And then you see the people in the state in Haiti saying, well, I want to be there working a 9 to 5, because that's
Right.
what, so I was able to get that from both
Hmm.
angles. And you just realize that, time is kind of like all that we have, and
Right.
you know, respecting it and putting it towards things that you actually care about,
Mm-hmm.
you know, became my number one priority.
Well, I
So
can tell you, I see the love that you and your sister have put into this company. I mean, as I look at your content, as I look at your reels, as I watch your reels, I mean, I can see it's purposeful. I mean, the pictures are vibrant. The video is like, I take everything in when I look at something, and I can tell even when Barry was cold pressing the oils and giving the history lessons. I mean, everything around was so clean, and it was like you respect what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? And like when you're giving the lessons on the board with about the castor seeds and the moringa seeds, and then the moringa powder and the leaves. I mean, you're more than, I know that you're more than just the moringa oil and the castor oil, but I also know that's your backbone of the business. And you know, let me tell you something. So I have my yes, look at this. Look, you know what I'm saying
yes.
about the listen, this is all love. Okay, this isn't just, oh, we're just gonna pour the oil in and put it in a mason jar. No, you have to understand, it's beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. See, this is where I am right now.
Yes,
My
yes,
moringa
yes.
oil, and I'm telling
That's
you,
why you're glowing. That's why you're glowing. That's why you're glowing.
well, you know, speaking of that,
But remember, we help you stay beautiful. We help you stay beautiful.
you do. And you know, another thing that stuck out, I'm going to tell you, I believe, was it your mom that talked about mixing the aloe and the moringa oil?
Yeah. That's my mom.
Let me tell you something. Listen, your mom is just absolutely beautiful. So here it is. I'm watching this, right? My daughter and I are watching, and we're like, wow, look at her skin. It's fabulous, right? And so while I'm one to use aloe, I have an aloe plant, and after I mask, I always put the aloe on just to take off some of the, maybe a little bit of inflammation, or a little bit of irritation. But when your mother talked about mixing the moringa oil and the aloe I was all in. All in. Let me tell you something. So here I am, I'm masking, and then I put on that at the end. You know, that's what I would put on. I mix it. The aloe. At first, I was just putting the aloe. I let it dry. Then I would put the moringa oil. I was like, no. See, that's not what your mom said. Your mom said to mix. You know what I'm saying? You gotta listen to your elders.
Yes.
So then I started mixing. I said, this is fabulous. So then when I work out in the morning, okay, you know, brush teeth, whatever, you know, my eyes. However, I don't wash my face because I don't want to strip my face too much from washing my face before I leave and then coming back and washing. So I put the moringa oil on, right? As soon as I get up, I put that moringa oil on, and I go to the gym, and I do what I have to do. And as I sweat and my pores open, oh, it's getting absorbed. Are you with me, Ruben? It's getting absorbed. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so, you know, Papa Rozier is part of my, you know, my regimen. You know, I don't wear makeup. I just put on a little lipstick, and I'm so grateful to God that, you know, I have a really great skin regimen. However, I'm also so very happy that you came across my timeline, and here it is that I am. Listen, you can see this moringa oil. I'm all in. And so let me also tell you about the moringa oil. I'm going to take a little time out on, you know, because I have to talk about your product. So wintertime, I always had a difficult time trying to find a lotion that is moisturizing enough. I've long since stopped using toxic products. It's been quite a few years. So everything that I use, from the household products, detergent, everything is non-toxic. And having a difficult time because the ingredients listed, some of them are carcinogens, some actually disrupt reproduction, and even whether or not I wanted more children or not, that's not the point. The point is that you know what I'm saying, Rubens?
Leave it up to me. Leave it up to me.
Leave it up to me. Exactly. So I couldn't find anything. So I asked my daughter, "See, find something for me." She found something, use it. I love it. Anyway, I was using this other oil. I ran out. I never run out of that particular oil. But this particular time I did. I don't believe in coincidences, right? So I said, I have moringa oil. Let me try that. Rubens, let me tell you.
I love it. I love it.
Let me tell you something.
Keep the
That
affirmations coming. Keep the affirmations coming.
listen, it's not oily, it's not greasy. I come out the shower, I leave myself damp. I apply the moringa oil from head to toe. Now there was a program on cable, and the lady, one of the characters discovered that gold will make her stay young and make her beautiful. So there was a woman in the show, but she would tell her, listen, you can only use it in small doses. You can't use it, too much, because too much is not good. That's not the case with the moringa oil. I'm watching it, Rubens, and I'm saying to myself, but they don't know Rubens. They don't know Papa Rozier. You know what I'm saying? I felt like calling the director and say, change the story.
Yes, yes.
Let her have it, right? And so here I am using the oil, and I have never looked back. I do not use lotion. There is no oil transference. All you have to do is just let it let it dry on your skin.
It is a beautiful oil. It absolutely
oh
is.
my goodness.
It is.
More than it's just, and the other one that I was this is the truth. And you see how low I am. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, after I get up before, I'm placing my order today or tomorrow, because I have another jar that's almost half finished, as well. But amazing. It's all that I use. Even in the summertime, I can say I have it on my skin, but I don't feel sticky.
It's very light.
It's very light. You wouldn't think, because most of the time, and I always thought, you put oil on your skin and then it's going to transfer. No. Once it absorbs into your skin, this is the real deal.
It is.
You know what? This is right. This is from Saint Michel, right? Saint Michel du Sud.
Yes, Saint Michel. Saint Michel.
Yes. That's where the farm is located. And I feel like I've been to the farm, honey. This right here is the truth. Thank you so very much.
No problem. Yeah, no, we work hard at it. So this is awesome affirmation. We work very hard.
It's just so beautiful. I was reading an article. It was the Black-owned Brooklyn article dated March 25th, 2019.
Good people,
right?
Good peoples.
And your sister was quoted as saying, anything we do in here has a direct link to changing somebody's life in Haiti. A student, a parent, a farmer. Being able to tell them that we have jobs and a school because of what's happening here in Brooklyn is awesome. I mean, I read that and I was just like, wow, it touched me.
Yeah.
It touched me.
Yeah, that's when that's when we started realizing that it was more than a school. Mm-hmm. So, we were working hard at the school, and then you start to realize that the jobs that the school created is probably more important than the school itself. Same thing with the farm, and same thing with everything as we continue to grow. When it's time to construct a new building, then you have to have construction workers, you have to buy cement, you have to buy materials. So in order to have a working, thriving community, we realized there just has to be money circulation. So that's when we focused on it. So that's where that quote, I think, comes from is, the job creation is probably more important than anything else that we do.
Wow. Well, listen, I'm not finished with how I feel about your company and the heart and the love that's put into not just the creation of your products, but the way it's presented to your customers, because it's obvious that you respect their monies. It's obvious that you respect the fact that they have a choice. You understand that they have a choice. And, listen, when I would order, when I first started ordering, I'm going to tell you, it comes well wrapped, bubble wrap. I mean, to the point where sometimes I felt like I need a chain score. I mean, nothing is coming out. Nothing is coming out. When I tell you well wrapped in that bubble wrap, it's not going anywhere, right? So that's how I was receiving them. And then I placed an order. And what did Gina receive? Rubens, y'all took it to another level with me. You took it to another level with me. When I received my Moringa oil in this cedar box, I was blown. Let me tell you something. It didn't matter if there are other customers that received this. In my mind and in my eyes, right? I was the only one, right? And if I wasn't the only one, I was elevated to the VIP status, okay, of customer level. Because I said, wait a minute. I said, a cedar box?
Those are the VIP boxes. Those are.
Baby. Oh, my goodness.
Very dope. Very dope. Very dope.
This says, stay beautiful naturally. Listen, I don't know if folks can see that, stay beautiful naturally. And I ordered, listen, your foot solves are all of that. I'm a fan of the sweet orange.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. The Velveteer, this is the Velveteer root. Oh, I'm telling you, but look. The smiling faces of the beautiful children in the BATI School. I'm telling you, everything is purposeful. And I was just like, let's not forget, listen, they take care of you. Take care of them lips, honey. Take care of them lips. Because if they chap, Papa Rozier is letting you know, listen, if your lips is chapped, we're going to take care of that for you. And they came in. And then I wasn't feeling that great. I had a little bit of the sniffles, not too much of a cold, but a little congested. Growing up, it's all about Buckley's. You're from the West Indies, you get that Buckley's and listen. Listen.
Keep them coming.
I got it. Listen, they have their own vapor rub. Okay, forget Vicks, forget Buckley's, forget all of that. I put this on my chest and on my back because that's how I grew up. You're putting your chest, you put on your back for your lungs. I even put a little bit on the top of my neck. Just oh my goodness. And it was a pleasure because I know that it's all natural.
100%.
So it's not going to hurt me. There are no toxins that are just coming into my body. And we know, or for those of you who don't know, whatever you apply on your skin goes directly to your bloodstream.
Yeah.
So knowing that I rub this on my chest and on my back and on my nose.
Yeah, that beeswax, the basis of all of our bombs is from our farm. So we harvest our beeswax. So
Yes, and they have bees. Yes, you have bees. They have bees on their farm.
We do.
They have
bees. We do. We have about I think we have about 15 to 20 bee boxes at any given time that are working.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I have Danielle. She wrote in. She said, also, since it's high in zinc, she loves the muscle rub and smells great. It has, because it's high in zinc, it has odor covering properties. I rub a light layer on my underarms at night instead of deodorant. It's great. Come on, Rubens.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you.
Oh my goodness. Diana's asking if the oil comes in different scents.
Different sets or sizes? Different sizes.
Scents. Scents. Like, perfume scents. I know
scents. Yes, absolutely. Yes. So our castor oils, we do have different flavors in castor oil. And then for our moringa oil, we have 2 flavors in addition to the pure.
All I can do is just, let www.paparozierfarms.com, and on IG you can follow them at Papa Rozier. Like this company. Thank you so much. This has been great. I mean, what's next? What's next for you guys? What are you doing? What are you doing next?
Yeah, the next big thing for us is we're going to be constructing this summer. So we're going to be constructing another building to be able to take in 15 to 30 new scholars. So we're hoping everything goes well this summer. So come the fall, we can welcome some more beautiful faces.
Wow. I know you did a pop-up. It was earlier this year. You did a pop-up and I couldn't make it. Something happened. And then the following week, and I said, no, I'm missing. I wanted to meet you and your sisters so bad.
Yeah, we don't really, that's the only one we've done. And it's because of the beautiful people at Black Owned Brooklyn who are awesome. Like you mentioned earlier, they're the ones who wrote the article. So we always come out for them. Whatever they ask, we're always going to support anything that they do. So that's why we were there, and it was great seeing a lot of people. Hopefully they do it again, and we will definitely be there again. But it was a good time, and we got to see and meet a lot of people that used to come to the store. So they were like, oh, you saw a lot of the familiar faces. So that was awesome.
Wow. Well, I tell you, this company is literally from soup to nuts, right? So you do everything. There's no middleman. When I receive my oil, I know it was cold pressed. I know that my seeds came directly from Haiti on the farm. Like I'm here. I'm here. I'm part of the family. I'm part of the family. I'm part of the family. And and I always spread the word, because the products are amazing. It keeps my skin fabulous. I absolutely love it. You know what I mean? Once you have your routine down, you add that oils and then the castor oil I do use in my hair. That's also fabulous. I'll put it on my eyebrows, Gratitude.
That's awesome.
Gratitude.
That's big love. That's big love. That's love.
Please, and please extend the love to your sister as well. Sorry she wasn't on with us, but she's here with us in spirit. She was in this interview with us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And I hope that when you do some other things, maybe you introduce something else, like please, I would love to have you back on, Rubens. We talk more about it, and we could just enlighten some more folks.
Absolutely.
My order's gonna come in, if not the latter part of this week, because I have a little bit more in another jar. Oh yes, I cannot do without it. I can't do without it. I can't.
Well, I'm thankful that you wanted to speak to me, so thank you for that. And yeah, we'll definitely do a recap.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. My theme song is we have one other comment. Let me see. Oh, Diana says thanks for the answer. She's the one that asked about the tent. Yeah.
No problem.
And so it's mad love that we just gave everyone. Would you agree on that?
I do. Yes.
We felt the love. So Ruben, I want you to just dance with me. You know what I mean? Dance, Ruben. Come on, Ruben. Give me a little dance.
Show love, then you get no love. When you don't show love, then you get no.
You are the best. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I know that you took the time out. I encourage all of you to please sign up and follow Papa Rozier. I tell you, the content is amazing. You will be able to experience Haiti the way that I've experienced Haiti, right along with them. It's awesome. And it will change your mind, change your perspective. Forget about what they're reporting on the news. They have an agenda. Okay.
Yeah, speaking of that, we will be offering up our trips again this year, where we will bring guests from the States to our farm, where they'll be able to not only work on the farm, but also get involved with some of the school stuff.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow.
Stay tuned for that.
Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Wow. That's awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, I'll look out for it.
Great.
Take care. Remember, everybody, please follow Papa Rozier. I'm telling you, the products are amazing. Get online and make sure you order directly from their site. I believe you also are involved with a third-party site, correct?
Yep, we have Amazon. We have Amazon. We're on Fair. We try to be on most of the big ones, but as you said, Amazon, we have a limited supply of what we offer. So our website and some other sites, as you mentioned.
Yeah, I like to go directly to the source. That's how
That's always an option. That's always an option.
I like to do that. I like to place my order, and then I see it says, "Oh, thank you for placing your order." Yes, and then I receive, "Oh, your order is shipped." I love it. I love it. I love it. I don't want to get it from the other folks. I want to get it from you guys.
We're here.
After all, your mom is the one who gave me that beautiful tip about mixing the out. See what I'm saying, man? I'm all in.
Fantastic.
Continue to take care of yourself, all right, and continued success.
Thank you
so much.
And right back at
you. To be here.
Same
Thank you so much, Rubens. Bye now.
All right, bye.
Okay. Oh, another great show. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me. I really appreciate it. It's been nothing short of amazing. I decided to also bring on businesses that I actually use. So thank you for indulging me. Now you know one of my other tips, which is that Moringa oil that keeps me all glowing, no makeup, just a skincare regimen that's very important to have. We're going to go out. We have one more comment. Oh, okay. We have now the lavender rub is awesome. So what we're going to do, we're going to go, you know how we go out on that mad love. So we Rubens danced with me just a moment ago, but I'm going to ask all of you to dance with me again. And I also want to say thank you to my sponsor, PPI Security, specializing in city, state, and government contracts. Here we go, everybody. Dance like nobody's watching.
Yo!